style, just limping with ace-king.
Tony G raises to 2,000.
Can always count on Tony G to build a pot for him.
Phil Hellmuth, suited connectors, makes the call. E-dub, our loose cannon, small pocket pair.
He's getting the right odds to make the call here, trying to hit a set.
And so too does Daniel. And Phil Laak, why not? Ace-king, I'll play two. So 5 players onto the flop. Ace-jack-9, a pair of hearts. Check by Hellmuth. Check by Wiggins. Check by Negreanu.
Laak can't play passively anymore. Way too many people in this hand. He's got to thin the field.
He's listening to you, Joe. Bet 6,400.
Tony G's got an open-ended straight draw. We've seen him call with much worse. Don't expect him to be leaving this pot anytime soon.
He's not. He makes the call.
Backdoor hearts are no good. Phil Laak has the ace of hearts.
Phil Hellmuth folds. E-dub folds. And so does Daniel. On to the turn. 7 of clubs. Laak checks.
The 7 does put us straight out there with 10-8. Laak's gonna just want to see a showdown as cheaply as possible.
Tony G checks and a 5 of diamonds on the river.
Now with the check behind on the turn, Phil is probably now confident he has the best hand. We're gonna see a value bet, it looks like.
Makes it 12,200 to go for Tony G.
Tony G's missed again.
And he raises to 26,000.
Trying to buy it on the river. And I said Phil was confident he had the best hand. That confidence can go right out the window when you get raised on the river. It's a very tricky bet.
Wow. Feels like you got a real something. Pre-flop.
I love it when Phil Laak talks to himself.
Wow.
Well, he's trying to put it together in his head. You know, a raise this size looks like a value raise. In the end, Laak's only got 1 pair.
So you have 8-10. Or nothing. That's pretty much it. Are you going to value bet ace-5?
You know, Phil's also well aware Tony's stuck and steaming.
Kind of a weak bet, 10,000 into like 23 or whatever. Oh, it's only 20 more, is that what it is? 25, 26, 12, so it's 14 more to get a ton of money. So 14 more to get a ton of money.
Phil makes the call and wins a pot of more than $75,000.
You could see Phil calculating the pot odds in his head, trying to figure out how often his hand is good.
You were talking about Tony steaming. You might want to pour that over his head.
I was getting 4 to 1. Roughly.
I haven't hit one hand on it. She's not one.
You know, it's not the dealer's fault. And her name is Lonnie. Tony G continues to play fast and loose, but it's just not working out for him after 92 hands. As you can see from his winning percentage at showdowns, when he's had to show his cards after the river, Tony G is taking the worst of it. Meanwhile, Phil Laak has yet to lose a single one of his showdowns. This is something we'll keep an eye on as play continues.
And play will continue with Doyle Brunson after the deal by Lonnie, not Giselle. Fold by the Hall of Famer. Phil Laak, ace-4 offsuit, limps in.
Buddy, he shows you nothing. He showed me a full house.
Tony G folds. Phil Hellmuth calls. E-dub is in. And there goes Tony G. See ya.
Tony G may be trying to let some of the steam out of his jacket.
Daniel has also checked, so Queen Deuce Jack on the flop.
Sure.
Check by Wiggins, check by Negreanu.
Both Daniel and Hellmuth have flopped top pair. Hellmuth's got him out kicked.
Laak leads out to 1,200. Phil raises to 3,500. Gets the loose cannon out of the way. Now back over to Daniel Negreanu with top pair.
Daniel might think he has the best hand, but he knows he also might be able to get Phil to fold a better hand than his.
It's a re-raise to 11,500. Phil Laak.
See ya! Phil Hellmuth has a decision to make right now. He's trying to figure out if Daniel really does have the best hand or if he's being outplayed. He knows Daniel knows he has a tight reputation. He certainly doesn't want to be outplayed by Negreanu. Let's see what he does.
So it's the old he knows that I know that he knows that I know. And Phil Hellmuth makes the call.
Talking some serious metagame here.
Off to the turn. The deuce of diamonds.
Both players now have the exact same hand, queens and deuces with a jack kicker. Even though they're likely to chop this pot, sometimes by being the aggressor, you can get your opponent to fold an equally strong hand.
And look at Phil Hellmuth. Looks like he wants to crawl under the table and hide sometimes.
He does not want to give anything away.
Daniel bets 12,000, and Hellmuth makes the quick call. The river card, 7 of clubs.
Changes nothing. This is a chop pot as long as one of them doesn't bluff the other off.
Daniel checks.
Check it.
So's Phil.
Got a queen. Me too. No kicker.
Chop pot.
Okay. I screwed that up. I should have moved in on the river. Damn it. God, I'm so unlucky. Stupid. Unreal. The deuce on the turn.
Deuce on the turn saved your
Sick.
ass.
He's supposed to bet there. I'm going to move it in. Who are these guys? Where do they come from? Sick. Where do they come from, these guys? Queen, no kicker.
Just beat after beat after beat. This is just sick.
That's a chop pot. It's like going Dutch on a date, Phil. More of the big game when we come back.
It's so sick.
Welcome back to the big game from Las Vegas, Nevada. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose.
I gotta stay positive, man. I mean, I gotta stay positive. It's like really not easy for me.
Staying positive?
Yeah, it's really.
Try when you're losing 200,000.
Yeah, that's true. And you fluffed off like a couple hundred too. I mean.
I don't think so. I think you're mistaken.
Where's Phil's life coach? The loose cannon Ernest Wiggins is limped in. Daniel raises to 1,600. Doyle folds.
Once again, Ernest is limping with a hand you should really be raising with six-handed.
Phil Laak makes the call with 5 high. Tony G, Queen 8 suited.
So sick.
Also calls.
Phil knows he's getting a good price, but doesn't seem all that excited about ace-deuce. All these guys more than happy to play a pot that Ernest is involved in.
Except for Phil Hellmuth.
His tight reputation precedes him.
Ernest does make the call. So 4 players to the flop. 10 Jack King, a pair of spades.
Ernest Wiggins has flopped top pair and the nut straight draw.
Tony G checks.
I'm gonna bet 5,000.
Hey, all right, Ernest. Way to fire one off.
Daniel Negreanu, looking at a gut shot straight draw, makes the call.
Good hand? You do, huh? All right.
Phil Laak gets out of the way. And Tony G does as well.
I guess it, here you again, huh, man?
Been that way, hasn't it?
I know, right?
A 5 of clubs on the turn.
Well, I respect you as equal as I respect Doyle, man. But you're not slacking up on me at all. You really gonna make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you making sure I wear my stripes on this table.
That's right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All right, let's keep it fair. Let's just say 25.
E-Dub makes it 2,500 to go.
This is a very small bet. It reeks of weakness. Even though Ernest's hand is strong, this bet is definitely going to read as weak.
Daniel raises to 12,500.
You beat me in the pot right there.
So,
That was an awfully quick call by E-Dub.
E-Dub is eager to see the river.
Which is a Jack of Hearts.
what's that, Jack? I check. Dang, oh, come on. Dang, why you going there, man?
Ernest is now utilizing the little-known and even less successful begging play.
Daniel bets 35,000.
Oh, man, you really try to pull the trigger there, didn't you, man? Caught the Jack, didn't you? Caught the Jack. You had it the whole time, didn't you?
No comment.
Too late, you already nodded your head yes. I
Say
fold.
what?
I fold. You nodded your head yes, real quick. Or what?
did.
Too fast for me.
Daniel pushes Ernest off another winner. Seems like an easy call to make with top pair, but let's remember, Ernest is playing with his own money now.
Did you catch the Jack? Really? Or you just want to wait
You
till TV?
have to wait. I'll tell you after the show. How's that?
Fair enough. Fair
Okay.
enough. Fair
I'll tell you the
enough.
whole deal. When I give you the whole lowdown
Oh,
on
man.
the.
You were beat all the time.
I was beat the whole time.
Doyle says the Jack didn't matter at all.
Yeah, it didn't matter. I believe
What did
it
I
didn't
have,
matter.
everybody? Did everyone know?
Straight.
I had the straight.
I think
Straight.
You had a queen.
At a queen, just a queen. He thinks I just robbed the pot.
Yeah. I hope not, because if it's just a queen, then I really feel like an ass. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna really feel stupid if it was just a queen.
Well, Daniel's play puts him up 140,000. That is just behind Phil Laak. And the loose cannon, Ernest Wiggins, who told us the most he's ever won or lost in a single cash game is $1,200, is still up almost 40K. And remember, if he has a profit after 150 hands, he'll have to decide whether to keep the money or come back and risk it all and play another week. Well, Tony G will not play this hand. Phil Hellmuth, 7-5 suited, raises to 1,400.
Phil raising light again.
And a big hand for the LC.
Even after under the gun raise, ace-king suited is a hand you should re-raise six-handed.
And he just calls.
Let me see if I can play with you. Oh, dang.
You think I'm kidding you? I mean, it's hand after hand after hand.
Doyle folds.
I can't complain.
I've never seen you do that. You want me to call, right?
I raised.
You want the action.